Hola, buenos días. Estamos en Albuquerque. Hoy tenemos el honor de contar con la presencia de dos personas fundamentales en nuestro festival. La Albuquerque Film Office está trabajando con el Festival Magnífico Latino desde hace varios años, y este año colabora con nosotros especialmente. Patrocina uno de nuestros cortos, un corto local, porque como todos ustedes saben, nosotros apostamos absolutamente por los artistas locales de Nuevo México y de Albuquerque en general. Y bueno, tenemos con nosotros a Cyndy McCrossen, que acaba de, bueno, ella es la encargada de relaciones con la industria cinematográfica de la Albuquerque Film Office, y a Rebecca Cavalier, que es la coordinadora de esta institución que depende del ayuntamiento de Albuquerque. A mí me parece especialmente interesante tenerlas a las dos. Rebecca lleva muchos años trabajando en este departamento y Cyndy acaba de incorporarse. Cyndy viene de una trayectoria larguísima de 20 años trabajando en la industria del cine en general y en la industria del cine en Albuquerque. Ella ha sido una de las personas encargadas de buscar localizaciones, con lo cual este puesto le viene como anillo al dedo y conoce muy bien toda la evolución de la industria cinematográfica. Y nos parecía especialmente interesante tenerlas aquí porque pensamos que, bueno, tenemos que participar desde el Instituto Cervantes y desde nuestro Festival de Cine Latino. Nos parece que es esencial colaborar en esta gran eclosión de los rodajes en Albuquerque, que se ha convertido en una especie de nuevo Hollywood. Hay varios artículos que hablan de Albuquerque como uno de los sitios fundamentales para cualquier persona que esté en la industria cinematográfica para vivir, uno de los sitios más interesantes para vivir. Y también hay diversas noticias. Bueno, Netflix ha puesto unos grandísimos estudios, los segundos más importantes del mundo, aquí en Nuevo México. Y por otra parte, acabamos de tener la noticia de que va a haber un vuelo directo diario desde Hollywood, desde Los Ángeles, desde el aeropuerto de Bullard, que está muy cerca de Hollywood, para que desde Hollywood puedan venir aquí. O sea, algo yo creo que muy significativo de cómo está la industria. He hecho esta introducción en español. Bueno, saben que Nuevo México es el único estado de Estados Unidos donde el bilingüismo es oficial, donde ambas lenguas son oficiales. Así que vamos a alternar el inglés y el español. Rebecca sí habla español, Cyndy no del todo, no se atreve del todo, aunque ha estudiado en el Instituto Cervantes. Pero bueno, vamos a intercambiar los dos lenguajes, así que ahora, para que Cyndy me entienda bien, voy a pasar al inglés. Yo quería hacerle una pregunta bastante, bueno, para las dos, que tiene bastante que ver con toda la trayectoria de Cyndy. Cyndy, you have been in Albuquerque film industry for many years. I would like you to tell us how it has evolved to become one of the essential filming centers, as I told before, one of the essential filming centers in the world. I think that from Albuquerque Film Office, you have contributed to make this, because you have been working with all the local crews. And I think that's something especially interesting for people who might come to shoot from Europe or Latin America, that you have very professional local crews. That's something that I think is especially interesting. So please tell me about all.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And I'm so happy to be speaking to you today about filming in New Mexico and Albuquerque in particular. And we actually call ourselves Burqueños here in Albuquerque. So this is my home where I grew up, and I have had the good fortune to have a career that's sort of grown as the film industry has grown in Albuquerque. And one of the essential things that Albuquerque wanted to do as the film industry expanded here was to grow in a sustainable way. We're a small town by comparison. We're nowhere near the size of Los Angeles or New York City or any of the other major metropolitan filming areas in the country. We're quite small. Our state is less than 2 million people. And so it's quite easy for an area to be overwhelmed by the size of a major motion picture, not to mention several filming at the same time. But we've had the support of the state with their incentive program, but also with their the training and the growth of the labor force here. And the City of Albuquerque Film Office is essential for the relationship between the filmmakers and the community. And it was very important that we created a system that supported both, supported the community, supported the industry. And we have been voted as the most film-friendly city in the United States several years in a row by Movie Maker magazine. And I think we earned that by the friendliness of the bureaucracy. The system is easy to navigate, and the quality of the crews, and the respect that we have for our community, which I think is essential. And Rebecca could speak to a bit the process that makes it easy for filmmakers, but also supports the community as well.
Yes, please, Rebecca, tell us about that.
Yeah, so our office is pretty small, but we do work very closely with productions that are both local and come from out of state or around the world. And when they're filming in Albuquerque, we definitely do our best to accommodate them and what they're trying to shoot, help them accomplish whatever they're trying to shoot, and also still work with our local businesses and neighborhoods to make sure that they're welcoming of productions as well.
And well, I don't know if she has finished the film, but I know that Eva Longoria, she's one of the best, well, actress, director in Latin film industry, has been shooting here. So can you tell me about well, maybe this film and another ones that they are maybe being here in the future, or still they are shooting now?
Yeah, so we're not able to talk about projects we currently have filming until it's released by the State Film Office.
Yeah.
But Eva Longoria's film was released by the State Film Office. It's called Flaming Hot. And it's the story of how hot Cheetos came to be.
And so some of the productions that we could speak about are some of our long-term television series, which are quite popular in the city and in the state. And such as Breaking Bad, everyone knows this show, and Better Call Saul, for example. But
yeah, I worked with them.
Oh, you have?
Your previous life.
Oh, I see. Well, we're so lucky to have the film series is very important to a community because they return again and again and again for several years. So we've had a relationship for almost 10 years or more with the Breaking Bad franchise and Better Call Saul. And it's fantastic for a community because it's continuous. It's not just like a movie that comes and leaves, but a crew can have a job on one of these television shows for maybe 5 years. And so it's really makes you feel a little less nomadic. You can actually have a family and plan your life a bit with a television series. And it's so important actually to the local economy that the states have an extra 5% incentive for television series that want to film here. And so those are some of our old friends that continue to come back again and again.
Yes, I saw here in Corrales, because they have been here shooting Better Call Saul, and they are quite friends of the local business here, and everybody knows them. So that's really a good thing for the community. Absolutely.
Well, and I think it's helpful when we speak to film productions or post-production companies that want to relocate to New Mexico. The cost of living is very good compared to a lot of the major areas. The school system is good. There's you don't get stuck in traffic for days. You might be, our big rush hour lasts about 15 minutes in the morning. And so it's a very livable city, lots of outdoor activities. We're close to the mountains. We're quite high elevation, even though we're south. So you get the seasons and the winter and summer. So it has a lot of appeal for film crews as well as producers and actors to actually purchase a home and live here.
And well, we have been talking about the bilingual system here in Albuquerque, and I think it's especially interesting for the people from Latin America, or maybe from Spain, also from other countries in Europe, that would like to come here for working, because it's easier if they don't speak really good English. There is a lot of people who speak Spanish. So how is you, are you planning to make something special with the Latin industry? I don't know, maybe do you have any, what would you suggest for the people who's thinking maybe about to come here for making a film?
Well, I would love to see a feature-length film, Spanish language, produced in Albuquerque or New Mexico. I would love to see a series, a television series, 100% Spanish language produced in New Mexico. Whether it's a telenovela or a drama, but we have not yet. We have not yet had a major motion picture for Spanish language audiences produced in New Mexico. And it's something that we would consider in the film office, a special outreach to attract that here, because of the services we offer, the availability of Spanish language actors, the crew members, maybe not so much. You know, we need some translation perhaps, but it's certainly a possibility that really hasn't seen its full realization yet.
Yes, one of our guests this year is Elvi Cano. She's the director of AEGEDA, that is an association for Latin filmmakers. She will come from LA, and I would love, well, we'll talk about that, but this is one of the reasons of our festival, that to bring people that can talk with you and with all the people in the industry here in Albuquerque, for maybe to make a kind of connections and collaboration. So I think this year could be a good timing for begin this kind of collaboration. So I'm sure that, well, Elvi, I've been talking with her, and she was really interested to come here to Albuquerque for all these things. So I hope that could be really fruitful.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, we would really love to speak with her or any producers that are interested in working here. I think it would be a really nice synergy with the crew and the locations and the the history of filmmaking here, and I think there's a lot of support for Spanish language content in New Mexico.
Yes, I would like to, well, Albuquerque is quite similar to Spain. We always say that in Spain we have these different landscapes from the south to the north. Absolutely, it's like a different world. And we have that in like 100 kilometers. We have the desert, we have the green tiles, and we have all the Route 66. That is an amazing place that all Europeans are like, oh my God, I have been here before. So please tell us about all these different places we can make a film and shooting here. Tell us about that, please.
Sure. Well, the obvious, of course, is the Western, the spectacular Western landscapes. We have in the state several Western towns that are for historic, Western movies, and so really fun places to film. But we also, a lot of the land in New Mexico is governed by Native American tribal groups. And several of them have wonderful working relationships to let us film in the landscape of their homelands, and beautiful red dirt and a fantastic variety of scenic landscapes, and all within 45 minutes of Albuquerque. We go to the backside of our mountains, which are 10,000 feet elevation, and see big pines and forests. And we have many films that work here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, that they're set in Canada or Wyoming or someplace north. Yeah. And Albuquerque itself is a smaller town. We don't have huge skyscrapers or that sort of urban landscape, but we do have sort of an intimate area where we've been able to film for other American cities. A lot of homes were built during the railroad era in the 1900s. So there are communities in Albuquerque that have wonderful brick stone houses from the 1900s railroad era. And so a lot of variety in the homes, mid-century modern homes built in the 60s and 70s. So even though it's a small town, there's a big variety of residential properties to choose from for different shows.
Well, with this, I think that's definitely one attractive for coming here. Yes, for visiting, if somebody wants, I absolutely recommend it. And also for shooting. So thank you so much for this conversation, and also for you supporting our festival. We are really happy of working with you. It's really easy and really fruitful. And thank you so much, Cyndy and Rebecca, and see you in a few days in the festival, in all the parties and all the films, all the meetings.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And we appreciate your work and your support of film, the culture and the industry as well.
It's our pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To be continued.
Bye.
Bye-bye.